constant FaceTime call.
You know, for $2,000, and considering the fact that we're gonna have to pay the dentist, I would rather buy a hydraulic press and put that Finnish guy or whatever the fuck out of business. I gotta say, that's all somebody. You just get a bigger press than this guy, and you'll have yourself a YouTube channel. That's all you need.
And who knows? Maybe Quablecop hosts the channle, heavily crush the drug cookies, and see where it goes from there. You know?
Yeah, you would do a bunch of drugs.
Taylor,
and then
would you actually do it? Like, just throw the bullshit aside, right? If you were supplied with a hydraulic press, would you be able to make it happen? And like, I say this as a guy, I'm talking to a man who hasn't uploaded a gameplay video in 3 months, right? Like, would you go and source interesting things to crush and crush it and make a video?
I feel like finding stuff to crush wouldn't be hard, but those ones we were looking at, those presses, I feel like you need like a serious workshop to have something like that. You can't just like, movers, when you put my couch there, just put my 3-ton crushing press right next to it. Like, it just...
And you probably need like, I don't know, some sort of 3-phase, 4-phase power or something. Like, what does the thing run on? Does it run on
3-phase power? But you could definitely get an adapter for it. Like, it's not called an adapter, converter maybe? I forget. But you've seen the 3-phase to 1-phase or single-phase converters before. You need that too.
Yeah, I would crush stuff on my own time. Like, if I had that, it wouldn't just be like a video thing. It would be like, oh, I'm going to like fucking McDonald's and I'm gonna ask for all the old fries and just see like how much oil are we gonna crush out of this? What's it gonna be? It'd be neat. And crushing stuff that's way more interesting than what that other dude is, you know?
Yeah, some of his stuff is not interesting.
Bones.
Like, he crushed a Lego car. That's not a good one. And then afterwards, unsurprisingly,
and then
it flattened.
Yeah.
Here's what I would.
The press seemed to win this fight as well.
Here's what
against the little car. Like that.
I would take this pistol that's fucking loaded, and lay it in there like that, and crush it. Like, that's what should be getting crushed. Some shit like that.
No,
that's
it'd be just gonna be sad.
Bullets. And yeah, I mean,
it might explode. Yeah, right. When the strikers on the back, they pop, perhaps.
Yeah, it's gonna get smushed and compressed, and the primers are gonna go off, and there's gonna be small explosions, and I don't know exactly what's gonna happen.
Well, that can be one of our collab videos.
Yeah.
When we're collabing, FPS Russia and Crusher Man, whatever the
fuck
the chat.
Oh, you gotta be.
I want to collab with you too. I'll bring a dead mouse.
Hang on. Let me look
happy to crush. No, I wouldn't want a mouse. It's too little.
Okay, a dead cat. You drive a hard bargain.
People are too attached to cats. Maybe like a dead rabbit, like a hare, not a cute rabbit, an ugly one, the kind that you would eat generally or hunt.
You could get YouTube.com the Crusher.
The Crusher.
Yeah, that's who you would be. You would be the Crusher, and you would put googly eyes and like face paint and stuff on your crushing machine, and it would have a personality. Like, it would be a character itself.
What would his name be?
Does anyone have a building that you could use? Like, do your parents have a... Well, you're too far, right? I also have space for a crusher.
Compute!
Right? But, like, does your dad have a spot in his garage for a 7-ton crusher? Or a 100-ton crusher, I guess it'd have to be 150-ton?
I don't know. I'd have to find, like, storage or something that I could keep it and do it from, because I do not feel comfortable going to anyone in my life and being like, hey, on a wild idea, me and some friends bought a $9,000 100-ton crushing press, and I need where your car usually is for it, and it's on the way here now, and thank you so much. Like, what would I even do?
All right. By the way, can I unplug the dryer?
Yeah, can I unplug the dryer and the washer, and if you could just shut off, like, everything in the basement while I'm here, always, that would be...
I got some guys in the back already wiring up a few things for me. They're going to climb your light pole. Don't mind them.
They are illegal, so, you know.
And so is what we're doing. You're going to be without power for about 2, maybe 3 days.
A blast cage, Taylor? Oh, you're going to want the blast cage.
Yeah. What would be the first thing I should crush? I'm trying to think of what would just humiliate that guy crushing Legos and not... I'm sure he's a nice guy, but he needs to step up his game if he's going to compete in this fast-paced market of hydraulic presses.
I would crush lithium batteries. You crush lithium batteries. You crush propane tanks. You crush things that react and explode when you crush them. You crush things that shoot ooze out that you wouldn't expect when you crush them. Things like a whole big thing of ink pens. What if you crushed like 100 pack of ink pens and that black ooze went everywhere? crush fleshy things that are alive, like a whole fucking turkey. You could crush, like you said, bones and see the marrow and the liquid that comes out of bones even after, a while.
And the gig at the little bit at the end where his wife or girlfriend or whatever makes that little Play-Doh thing, we would totally one up that.
Dog
every
shit.
single time. It would be, well, not dog shit because I have to keep using the press.
You got to
I don't want to do that. Yeah. Maybe like just a big vulgar like middle finger made out of like ballistics gel.
A dick.
Or
let's crush
a dick
dildos.
butt.
I feel like dildos won't get you that far because you're going to get flagged, and it's also, as soon as it gets crushed, it's just going to be like every other rubber/plastic thing, And you couldn't even stand it up like that because it's going to hit and then be like bow out and then just spring away.
You'd need a whole variety. You need a special press, right? So I imagine this thing can do a couple things. The press in my imagination. So it's got a big sandwich-style squisher, right, with some big square plates. Let's say a foot and a half by a foot and a half square, and those can like sandwich crush anything. But maybe there's a thing you can bolt on there that's like a cylinder that's hollow, and there's a punch that'll go into that cylinder to ultra crush things. And you could fill it up with anything and really compress it. Like
that's a good. And then you could make me a gun that could fire whatever crushed projectile thing we did. We throw a bunch of shit in there. Let's see what it'll fire out of as the FPS cannon.
You could grind up like numerous items in like a grinder and then compress them into bullets and fire them. Because like Smarties candies, like that, those are just compressed sugar. They use a really high tonnage press to make those. It's just ka-kunk, like making those things. So you make a bullet.
What's great is
made out of shit.
We could have like a once a week or once a day job of crushing like bullets and guns and stuff. And then that same crush would make Smarties as a side full-time job.
That's my weekend gig. Handmade Smarties, old time.
Right.
I would buy that. Like,
they smell slightly of dead hair. Shit, slightly.
If you make Smarties the size of a hockey puck, like that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
For the discerning.
What else could be crushed that guy has not even thought about yet?
All right, so you got to think about things that maybe aren't illegal for whatever kind of pussy country he's from.
Finland. So anything firearm related?
Yeah, bullets I think would be cool. Just take a whole like handful of bullets and throw them in there and just see what would happen. Primers are cool. They snap, crackle, and pop. I don't know. Let's think. I think compressed air cylinders, like CO2 cartridges. Ooh, what would those do? Those would be kind of volatile. Maybe a compressed air tank, like a paintball one. That fiberglass woven tank. Put 4,500 psi in that motherfucker and compress it till it ruptures. That'd be neat.
That would be. I keep coming back to the
diesel.
living.
What if we compress diesel till it just spontaneously explodes? Because that's how it works anyway.
I don't think you.
What?
That's great. You just need a container. Maybe you'd use a cylinder.
We need that cylinder thing I was talking about.
I didn't know you could compress diesel to make it explode.
That's how it works. There's no spark or anything. It just compresses in the cylinder until boom.
Ah, that's interesting. Huh. Well, I didn't know.
So yeah, I think it would be really cool. I wish one of you would do it. I love to come up with these ideas for this thing, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't want to take on the project of being the crusher.
I guess that's so easily. I feel like the stable's going to be done by this weekend. I've got all the. I can wire it up. I got room in there. I have.
You should be the crusher.
If I had the means, I would love to be the crusher. You wouldn't even have to be a character to make people watch that, as long as you were crushing badass stuff.
I want characters. Welcome to the crusher.
Yeah.
How many times? People are gonna just get so pissed and be like, "Oh, that nice Finnish guy, and now this dick is up here with a bigger crusher making fun of him."
You can go full America. Go America with it. Just red, white, and blue everything.
Oh.
I saw there was some
politicians.
I saw there was a Finnish crusher out there with some 7,500 ton press. Pussy shit! Welcome to Right Condo. We got 150 tonnage, and then just like flashing star wipes.
I feel like I should buy the crusher and I should like crush it and film it and send it to Kyle for commentary.
Yeah,
you do the voiceover and we'll have a thing.
Okay. That would be hilarious. I think you've got the cameras that would be perfect for this because your high speed camera, like the
Yeah, for
FS700,
sure.
would be great running at like 250 frames. Like you don't even have to do anything crazy. You could still maintain a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
But just a little slower and sharper. Oh man, it would look great. Yeah. This guy's a fucking amateur out there killing it on
He
YouTube.
doesn't know who he's fucking with. Rape Squad
I'm just
killers
saying.
are on the case.
I'm just saying, you just need a bigger press than he's got. That's all he's got.
That's all that he's got. In all of his videos, it's the exact same thing. It's just him picking up whatever it was and just being like, "Well, it looks like the press has won this fight again," and then
Look,
that's
and
it.
start a war with him right away. You cannot be this guy's friend. You're not a comrade in any way. You're the enemy of his channel. That has to be part of your thing. So when he crushes something, you crush 10 of them. Be like, there's a guy out there crushing hockey pucks. Fuck that shit. We got 100 hockey pucks, and like stack them on top of each other. Just
I
you know,
put 60 hockey pucks in a hockey helmet in a dead goat. You know, Then just-
exactly.
I'm on
You know what?
eBay.
That would be cool. You take like
The
deer
epic mealtime
limbs.
crusher.
If you take like deer limbs, if you go hunting, like the limb, you're not going to eat it anyway, just to see what the fuck it would do. So I'm curious if it would just be like a weird papery like membrane that was holding it together like nunchucks, or if it would totally split.
So I know where for $150 you can get a goat carcass. It's the whole goat. It's butchered. It's gutted and everything.
Oh, I'll
I've
make
used
my own.
targets before. Like I've shot them with that RIP self defense ammo, rapidly invasive projectile or some shit. Just to see what to do with a flash. Goat seemed like a good stand-in, and so you could crush a whole fucking goat if you had the right press. Like you could do some hardcore shit.
That'd be
I
a
would like
huge mess.
Yeah, I mean, you just get a pressure washer and hose it down afterwards. But you need a.
Can you imagine how much liquid that would be? It would just liquefy that whole goat. So it would just be a goat's worth of pulp and nastiness.
Goat
Just
pulp. We'd
Yeah,
sell
goat-
the pulp.
He has a 100-ton
Yeah.
press, right?
he's got a
Whatever.
bitch press, is what he's got.
I think we should.
I need to
like,
know
whatever-
because I need to know what's more. Like I saw I'm on eBay right now surfing with the viewers, and like for 5,500, here's an air hydraulic shot press, 100-ton. Dude, I've got the air compressor and the power to do this thing. $4,500. Right? What's stopping me? Here's another one for $4,900. It's a 100-ton automotive press. It looks badass. Here, I'll give you a link.
How are these looking compared to his press?
Well, you can tell me.
I got a piece super bad, so I'm gonna go do that. I want more. I'm really interested in press talk, and I want this to happen. So that press you've got there, we had something similar to that in our shop, and it's just a really small work piece. I think that's what you call it, the thing that does the work, like the puncher.
That might be, you might be able to swap that out for something else or put, but you're right. Now there's shop.
You need a very girthy press.
I'll be back.
See,
I think this is a great idea, and I would love to crush shit.
I think the budget needs to stop. Like, if we're being honest about it, like we can talk crap all we want in $18,000 presses, but it's not an $18,000 idea to me. But if we were to say $5,000, especially if there was any viewer help, we can make this a thing. And
We
I
got viewer help. It would be way bigger than that one, I bet.
well, I don't know. It's no boot camp idea, but
Well, I don't know. I think that would be really fun. There's so much ground to cover in that because it's not even, you can't ever run out of shit. You know, oh damn, we already crushed volleyball full of whatever the hell. You know, oh, now we'll just do 4 of them. Like there's
yeah. See, so
infinite possibilities.
here's a 150-ton press, but
Oh,
at
this is
$13,000, $13,000 is a big investment for me to stick this in my stable.
That press makes his press look like a bitch, though.
Does it? Here's a $40,000 press. That's too much. I kind of want to, unless the viewers are going to help a ton, I kind of want to stop this press thing at like $5,000-ish. That's, ooh, here's a 150-ton air hydraulic press for $5,500.
Ooh.
We're getting
Let's
close
see what it
here.
looks like.
I don't know.
Oh, that one's too little. See the
Right?
Dake Model 8 170 hydraulic press, the
Are you-
green one.
Yeah,
The
other one I
picture in
linked.
there. That gap between the top and the bottom there, where you can put
Huge.
stuff, that's 4 feet. So
But it's
that's pretty big.
$13,000 press.
Yeah, I'm just saying the difference between what these things are. You could crush that press with the top press. Probably.
I hear
I don't know.
you.
Whatever it had to be, we had to figure out what make and model that bastard's got running over there, and then we find a better one. I like how we're talking about it like we actually dislike this guy who's just a friendly dude from Finland crushing things.
I like to think he's not a real person. I mean, he's not even American. He's Finnish. Here's a 1,000-ton one for $100,000. You see, like,
oh my god.
I'm trying to be serious about this thing. Wow, you should see it. It's like as tall as 3 humans.
Link it.
Okay. Copy link address. That thing is huge.
Let's see.
But I'm not going to put $100,000 into this.
Yeah, my god, that's
also I don't
too
think
much.
I don't think my ceiling's high enough. I think it needs to be no more than like 14 or 16 feet tall. If it gets higher than that, I think it'll hit my roof. Maybe even less. It might be 12-foot ceilings.
You definitely don't want that one in your home. That's like something that would be at like a smelting plant or something like that. It looks like I don't even know what you would use that for.
An entire goat's head, like the head, but maybe without the skin. But the eyeballs would still be there, and you slowly squish that motherfucker.
And you add sound effects in post for it begging for its life.
I wish I had $20,000 budget for this, because here's a 200-ton press that would really do the job. Like I feel like this thing would make all their presses sissy presses.
Holy crap!
Wow.
And
You know,
you should see my stable right now. We've cleaned out everything because we're getting ready for the concrete floor. It looks so big.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Well, I don't know if this is a big offer or anything, but I know how difficult it can be to film by yourself. And this seems like the kind of project that lends itself to doing lots of videos in batches. So I'd be happy to drive up there and spend any amount of time, really. A weekend or a 4-day weekend or 2 weeks. I don't fucking care. Whatever it took. And film batches of videos with you, helping in whatever way.
And then a batch scheduled upload. Like, imagine if it were so predictable, like every Wednesday at 2:30 p.m.
Shit, do one a day.
Yeah, every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Do it.
People love regular content. And
oh, damn it, now Woody's going to get to be the crusher guy because he's got a bunch of money and a big enough house to put a crusher in.
You can come. like, there's no reason we all can't be there and, like, doing voices and stuff and having a good time. I don't know. We could do something silly with this. It could be fun. It could be like our little group channel or something. Or I mean,
that's a really good idea. I mean, come on, all 3 of us, we can't lose to this Finnish guy.
Yeah, he's only fucking Finnish, right? He's not even American.
That's a country. If you told me to list 10 countries, I wouldn't even cross my mind to think about naming Finland. That would be like number 20. I'm like halfway through South America, and then I'm like, oh fuck, those guys up there with in the cold.
Well, I think this would be really cool. We could put some Patreon money into that or something, I guess. Or if you want to make it your own thing, I don't know what we want to do here. But in any case, whatever we do, I would be happily involved with it in any capacity that I might be wanted to.
I would love to just
I'd like to
spend
be like
hours crushing stuff.
I want to come and crush stuff with you. That's what I'm saying. I also want to do some videos with Taylor. We've been talking about doing like some Age of Mythology videos.
We definitely have to do that. That would be really fun. And just to give some tips, maybe. And
yeah, because I think if we do like a tip video and show like, I don't know, however many thousands of people who watch it, what's up and like what AOM is, maybe 50 or 100 of them will come and buy the $35 game and come play with us because, the more the merrier. It's a lot more fun beating up on people than it is on AI. Or maybe, you'll beat us. We're not.
And people are getting better. They're definitely getting. There's a couple of people for sure that just a week. And a half. Cliff, you're getting much better. Who else was getting much better?
That UR7 guy. He's getting better. Shit. I wish I could remember more of their names, but we play with a really small group of guys, probably 3 or 4 nights a week. And they are improving because we've been
we were
on
just kicking the shit out of them for a while, and now they all watched the same 4-minute and 30-second Uranus video that Kyle watched, and now all those fuckers are doing that strategy.
God, that press is fucking cool.
Dude,
imagine
really awesome.
imagine if you had the press inside of a small booth.
To
like a
get
paint booth with white walls.
semi-realistic on this thing, I could build a booth. This thing's not so crazy that it couldn't be real.
Yeah, but this is almost like a go big or go home kind of thing.
You don't
where
think
it's like
100
blow him out of the water
press?
with your press.
All right. Let's
I
go to
guarantee his
YouTube.
press is bigger than that.
You do? I was going to look.
Yeah.
Hide.
33 inches of movement of carriage up and down. 6 height adjustments of 5.5-inch increments. Ram cylinder capable of shifting. Not quite sure what to make of that. Electric powered hydraulic cylinder for heavy pressing, for heavy duty pressing.
What do we know about this press of his? See, he crushed a rubber ducky. A rubber ducky? It's not that I have some love for rubber duckies. It's that, like...
You know what happens when you crush a lithium battery? It explodes into fire.
Look, I'm showing everyone what happens now when you crush a rubber ducky, and the answer is very little. It's
Dude, this is
nothing
110
of
volts.
consequence.
You can plug this one in at your next to your sink.
the one I linked?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's 110 volt.
Yeah, just to get that last bit of toothpaste.
That would be one of the things you did. Yeah.
Yeah. This is...
That'd be a funny video.
He's got a
video-
wildly successful channel, but it's really unremarkable, this rubber ducky smushing here.
How much does it cost to press one thing? The answer is, how many things are you going to press this year? Like, you press
I mean,
1,000
do you think
things.
that this would get a good amount of views?
Yeah.
I
think
it would
his
as
thing
well.
is getting views, and I feel like it's easy to outdo him because we're in America and we have, some of the most liberal laws in the world as far as our freedoms and the things that we can do and get our hands on. You can order any number of chemical compounds off the internet that are pressure sensitive and would explode or do things that are cool. I got a chemist on tap that we could ask about that at any time, and crushing a loaded gun would be funny.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. I just feel like
And there are guns that are cheap enough to crush. I can't think of that. There's really cheap pistols. They don't even make them out of real steel. It's like pot metal.
He has a 100-ton press. So that's
we
our
need at least
baseline.
200.
What? I don't think you can
We
say
need to
that.
be able to say twice as good as that Finn fuck.
Okay, the
That's
thing
on the
is,
banner.
it appears that a 200 print. First of all, I haven't seen a single 200. I've seen some 150s, and the 150s are like $18,000 to $85,000. A 200-ton press, if it exists, here's a 200-ton press. I'll link it. It's $60,000,
Yeah,
and it looks like
150.
it's 30 feet wide.
Okay.
Christ Almighty.
50 tons or 150 tons is probably fine then.
Yeah, here's 120.
Oh my god.
Right? Like that's
They
a
made it
200
look just
ton?
like a tanning booth. That's so dangerous.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought I was gonna get a nice tan. Ended up a pancake.
Ended up dead.
Ended up dead.
ooh.
I'm looking
Imagine
at
the
this,
split second of horror if you were in that thing, like as it came down and like, oh no, ah! And then you just start exploding everywhere. Like it'd be like I bet there'd be like a millionth of a second where you knew, like you could feel your head exploding and you could still think, and then it would just be over.
Could we dress the press up like a very stereotypical Mexican man with a sombrero and a large mustache and call him Senor Krasinski?
I thought that went without saying. But, yeah. I didn't
We
think
could
that was
crush
ever up for debate.
bobbleheads of people that we crush a Hillary Clinton bobblehead, a Trump bobblehead. We could crush things that aren't meant to be crushed. A cue ball from I don't know if he's done that yet, but like a billiard
I
ball.
had that same thing in my head too.
That'll just crack.
Coconut. Maybe he's done that. Yeah, come on.
Coconut, you think? Okay. Watermelons,
Any-
coconuts.
Any number of skulls, like animal skulls. I feel like he would be afraid to even do that. But put a fucking deer skull in there, dude. Why not? Let's crush that shit.
Right?
Have a
Obviously.
challenge thing, Kyle, where it's like you get a certain amount of objects, and your challenge is you have to make an object that will be taller than X amount after crushed. So you have to make something that has to try and survive. And of course, that never fucking works because you're not going to outthink 150 tons coming down on it.
I could get some tooling together. There's something you can put in there, but it would probably hurt the
See,
press.
there's the thing.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff we could do with that. I think would be very fun. Yeah, we're still on presses, you little bitch. Fuck you, Chiz. Where have you been? Watching Bernie Sanders? You cuck.
See, that cuck over there thinks the press talk is going over too long. What he doesn't know is I might make a bid on one of these things during the show to turn this fucking senseless talk that I was 100% sure wouldn't happen into something that might actually flipping happen. I don't know why I didn't curse that one time.
I would love to buy a crusher. Just, even if not for a YouTube channel, just to have it. Just to see.
You can
Trying
do
to crush
stuff.
paper would be hard, I bet, if you just laid like a bunch of paper down.
He folded, the myth you can't fold paper 7 or 8 times or whatever. I guess it's not a myth; it's a fact. He folded it a bunch of times, and when he finally,
the 7 times thing, that was really neat. I was thinking more like, when you just open a bunch of printer paper and it's like a whole ream of paper. I wonder what would happen, like if it would actually compress, or because it's basically wood, right?
You should crush books. Yeah, you crush some books. Get Mein Kampf over there and smush it.
Crush the Bible, crush the Quran.
Those will be
that.
Big. Let's not do that. That would be funny if you crush the Quran and you're like, now we're gonna crush the Bible, but you put like a fake Bible in there that wouldn't crush. And you're like, it's a miracle. That'd be a good viral video.
Or just go through and finally it's Scientology who it won't crush.
Oh yeah, you crush some money. Crush some points is cool. Crushing anything with a battery in it, like cell phones and stuff, those batteries explode and they'll be cool.
We could crush all the Call of Duties together. Everything.
That was almost a problem for me. Have I ever told you that whenever I was doing the Call of Duty commercial, it was a problem. I'd already agreed to be in the commercial and we'd already agreed to everything. I was in it. And it was a done deal. And then they were like, we might not want him in anymore. It seems we found this Call of Duty hate video that he made. And I was like, what the fuck? What Call of Duty hate video? And it was that video of me destroying Modern Warfare 2. And it was only after Kitty showed them screenshots of my Call of Duty 4 record, how much playtime I have, that they then re-agreed to let me be in the commercial. Because they thought that I was some hater that didn't even play the game. And I was like, look, I have spent hundreds of days playing your game. I love it so much. That I'll take that video down. I don't fucking care. But yeah, they were not happy with that. They called it a Call of Duty hate video.
Well, the Crusher thing, I'm excited about it.
It's gonna be the Crusher, Woody. Are we gonna get Crusher T-shirts? Crusher. We need theme music,
dude. Like we all come live in Woody's guest house and be the Crusher.
Right? I imagine you need like as it's crushing, as it's coming, you need theme music, and the music's getting more pumped up and more hyped up, and it's like crusher, crusher. As it's
it's gonna be that oh my god, 3rd Battle of Minas Tirith reference tonight, when all the orcs are chanting for Grond, the battering ram at the front. Grosh. That's what it's gonna be. Grosh. Yeah. Oh.
I like that.
I think that we're making this show so specific. It's gonna be me and you watching it, watching our own content, talking about how just beating each other off of look how good this Lord of the Rings reference is. Do you think 5 was too many in this 6-minute video? No, I think they're loving it. We disabled comments, but whatever. That'd be funny.
What do we do for shipping in here? Here's one from Minnesota.
So they've got to send it basically on a tractor trailer, and then you've got to unload it at your place with a forklift.
I can handle it once it gets here, I'm sure.
How much does it weigh? Because
it's a good question.
What if these are shitty presses
6,000
and they're just
pounds.
advertising?
I actually can't lift that.
All right, you can't do that. All right, so my dad lifted a 4,500-pound thing out of a tractor trailer with his tractor, but still, it was like, all right, let's slowly lower it to the ground, because I know if he were to drop it and then stop, it would have tipped the tractor over. With the forks on the front. Yeah, you don't have what it takes to unload that.
I don't think I do. I'm trying. How much does I can lift about 15 pieces of plywood. How much does plywood weigh? What?
I'd say that's probably
100 pounds
tens of thousands of pieces of wood.
Yeah,
It weighs 6,000 pounds.
It'd be like 450 pieces of wood or something.
Yeah, it'd be a lot.
Yeah, I would say a 1-inch plywood, maybe 100 pounds. It's heavy.
So
It's a fucking
70 pounds.
What if this is like a piece of
and this
shit
is pressure
press that
treated,
just
so it's
weighs
wetter. But
100 tons.
even if we do 75 pounds, 15 times 75.
I promise you don't have what it takes.
11. Yeah, 6,000. I'm not even close.
It'll probably come on a pallet, and you know,
Right.
meant to have a forklift. Now, some of those trucks, and I think maybe you can pay extra to have this, will come with a forklift attached to the back of the truck, and you know it lowers itself down, and then they unload. You would need that. I know
You just go to,
shipping like
U-Haul or
that.
something?
No, that doesn't work. The bottom of the U-Haul is rated lower than what this thing is. I've been through this, but that shipping is cheaper than you might think it is. Like it getting it to you would probably cost $400 or $500. I know that's not a small amount of money by any means, but you are moving something that's 6,000 pounds across the country and having it placed in place.
Yeah.
So this one's a realistic purchase. Just saying.
So are these new? Are they used?
This particular one's new. I don't know why it's less expensive, but it looks like a pretty serious machine.
I think Craigslist might be worth digging into for a little while. Because like, what if we can find a 3-year-old version of this that's been working in a machine shop? Like, I mean, it's a hydraulic press. That's not really. I feel like it's got life. You know what I mean? It's not like
it's not like
something
you're using
engine.
that constantly.
Yeah, it's not like something with an engine or gears that can get stripped out or anything like that. It's, as far as I know, everything's like old, uber lubricated by nature.
There just happens to be a 500-ton hydraulic press near me.
How much?
It doesn't have a price, but 500.
I could just
have
imagine.
mass,
Like,
you can't
here's what
afford
you would do in your first video. You would steal, borrow a little clip from his show where he's like, yeah, now it's 100 tons, and then you would hear like my voice come in. 500 tons, and then the music, and like a montage of just awful things being crushed, like
Tens of thousands.
tens of thousands.
I think you should do it in your Saruman voice too.
Yes, yeah, like Saruman would be the intro voice for this thing. Totally, yeah. Like, be my best Christopher Lee.
A hard time
what the whole
finding. I
show
think
is.
that's a 5-gallon pail in like the lower left corner for scale. This thing must
My
be.
lord, how much force would it take to crush a cue ball?
Tens of thousands of pounds.
But my lord, there is no such force.
And he opens the door to Woody's shop, and you just, and you see the thing crushing. Like that's it right there.
As you hear like the horns blowing as marching to war sounds, or just ruin it entirely with the Haru.
Oh, man, I'm entirely too hyped for this this crusher idea. I hope we do it. I hope you do it. I hope we can find a feasible way to get it done.
I would love to be involved in this. This is such a cool piece of equipment. Just like I don't know why. I don't think it's just me. I think everybody's interested in just seeing how shit like this is. Like even the bowling pin, where you're not mystified. You're not like, wow, it's just wood in there. Like, but to see
Satisfying.
how it breaks.
Get it.
Like to see what gives and how, because it doesn't work the way you imagine. You always imagine that it would just kind of like crush some and then just shoot it out of there, but there's so much pressure.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's really neat.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. The prospect of doing this. I don't know. I feel like I come up with a lot of cool things to crush.
I saw that it was
and-
10 feet, 225 tons. I'm like, so perfect, right? And it's in Virginia, but the listing is gone.
Huh. Well, I think we should keep looking on Craigslist and stuff, and maybe we could find like a steel or some sort of enormous crushing machine that blows our minds.
Or someone
Like-
out there. Does your dad work in the crushing industry?
Is he a crusher?
Senior crush manager or something? Like, just let us know.
I love
Yeah.
Senior Crush Manager. This is going to be gone.
What else could we? Well, I like this idea a lot. I hope we'll move forward with this and see if something can be made of it, because I think it'd be very fun. I don't know how much of our audience is really interested in us becoming
they will
crushers.
be.
Maybe
But
they will.
I found one. I'm like, ooh, a 100-ton Eagle hydraulic press. It weighs 57,000 pounds.
10,000.
That weighs more, almost, than that other guy's bitch press, right? Or no, he's got a 100-ton press.
No. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it weighs more than he can crush.
Yeah,
He's got a 600, so not quite, but
that would be funny. His press couldn't even lift ours.
no. His press is that has to be like a minute-long segment every time. Is just making fun of his press. It's garbage. Our
Recently
press
this week on the Crushing Channel, as we call
And
it,
then show some lame
Yeah.
rubber ducky.
Yeah. He crushed a duck. Guess what we're crushing? A real duck. And then the duck's like looking terrified, like no! And then we cut to our intro music.
No. What we do is our intro music is like like really intense, and
Yeah.
his is just horse shit, awful, like that bumbling music when someone's like tripping around in a cartoon, like dum da dum da dum da 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 dum, and just fucking with this awful duck.
I want to do this so badly.
Me too. Just to ruin this Finman's dream.
I feel like Colin
Finman.
would get involved in this too. I can just imagine Colin really enjoying a crushing machine, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, I mean, who
Oh,
would?
try those shoes. Crush those boots.
You know, we had a problem with those boots. They shipped without insoles.
Wow.
Yeah, and because it's Colin and like he wouldn't tell us about something like that, it took us like 3 or 4 wearings to notice that the bottom of them were rock hard and you could see like the stitches underneath them. And I'm like, is this normal? And I look at their website and no, they're supposed to come with cushions underneath. So
It's lame.
yeah, we returned them. New ones came in today.
Those were not cheap boots. Yeah.
They made a mistake. I haven't opened the new package yet. I could do it on air and see if they have insoles this time.
Yeah, let's see those fancy boots. Let's see if we're going to have to start a problem with those boot motherfuckers.
Look out, Timberland. Rape Squad killers on their way. This press, everyone keeps knocking this press because they're not interested in it. Like, it needs to be bigger and badder than this. This isn't an appropriate starter press. Maybe we need to know the travel on the hydraulic thing because I don't see his.
It says, I think it said like 30 inches, I think.
So 33 inches of movement on the carriage. But I need to know
point.
the length of the ram, how far the ram travels.
Good point. Now there's a video here.
14.5 inches. How does that compare
That's
to his
what-
ram? I think it's in the same league as what he has.
Oh, this thing ships like disassembled.
You want to watch this video together? Oh, it's 9 minutes. Never mind.
It's very poorly made. You won't appreciate their audio quality, I promise.
I have it muted. But yeah, it looks like you could assemble it in the shop. And I could probably unload these pieces.
It's $5,500 shipped through Amazon, according to my little Chrome extension here.
Amazon. Huh. I didn't even think to look on Amazon. But we could do this and then like the upside of this thing is it's real. Like it's new, it would actually ship, we could get it. $5,500, I mean I could buy that. It'd be here in a few days. As a matter of fact, I need to wait for the cement to dry. Like it's so easy to happen, it could happen too fast. And I'm sitting here, you know, I need to give it the cement pours Saturday. So you know, it'd probably be ready for the press a week later.
You know, I think at the end of the month, I'm going away for 2 weeks. So we're going to have to figure out PKA during that time. I'm going to have to make sure I've got a good setup to take with me. I can't really say where I'm going right now.
Can you type it?
You're not going to show everybody, are you?
Actually, I'm right now preparing all the bump messages. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we should wrap hydraulic press talk. I think we should strongly consider this exact press. I have a thing for Grizzly equipment too, so we should look at them too. They're usually cheap, Chinese made, but like, you know, strong iron. And yeah, maybe make this press thing actually happen. I feel like this has gone from the no flipping way this really happens to, hey, maybe.
Yeah, I think we should all come to your house and do a thing there. Like,
Seriously.
You know, it's a shame that Wings is persona non grata.
Oh right, I forgot for a second.
Yeah. Well, that seems like a very smooth segue into Loot Crate, I think.